There were two Tesla crashes in the last 2 days, but you probably would only know about one depending on which media you follow. If you follow a Tesla-friendly media, you know, the Twitter accounts that Elon Musk usually replies to, well, you would only know about this one where Model 3 pretty much saved a family of four when it was rear-ended at a high speed by two other cars that were racing between each other on the freeway. Great story. But if you follow other media like LA Times or BBC and so forth, you would only know about the other crash where the Tesla on Autopilot smashed into a police car in California. Now, I'm going to cover both. I'm just going to go crazy because I thought that's what I'm supposed to do when I cover electric car news. And also, maybe I'll get some good rating at pravda.com. Who knows? Also, there are other actually very interesting. This is a pretty news-packed day, so we're going to talk about it all coming up next.
Taking over the world, electrifying the world, electric.
Welcome to the show. Thank you to those of you who are watching me live right now on Patreon. Thank you for supporting the show. If you're watching me in the replay on YouTube, please consider subscribing so you don't miss anything. And a quick announcement, of course, Chad Balch is going to be here on Saturday for my interview with him from Chevrolet Communications, and Patrick George, the editor-in-chief of jalopnik.com, is going to be here as well. I'm working on other interviews, as always, on Saturday, so I hope you enjoy it. All right, let's get into the two Tesla crashes that happened that almost nobody knows about as far as knowing both of them. All right, let's talk about the first one. Now, this one happened and was reported by Tesla Motors Club's a user. Apparently, he got in a car accident in his Model 3. His family was in there. There were two cars, Camaro and a BMW, racing each other on the freeway. Camaro couldn't brake, and now the Model 3 owner says that he was going at 60 miles an hour, and it got rear-ended at much higher speed. As you can see, this is a picture he took. They said that they all walked away with very minor injuries, and he thanked Tesla for it, which is a great story. It talks about Tesla Model 3 safety rating. As you know, the official safety ratings have not come out yet, so we can only judge it by a few accidents, unfortunate accidents that we know about, like this one. This is a great story. Now, here's another one that was reported by the other set of media. This one was posted on Twitter by Laguna Beach Police Department, and this is a Tesla, and they're confirming that it was using Autopilot that smashed into a parked police car. There was nobody in the police car, and the driver of Tesla walked away also with minor injuries. But this was another Autopilot crash. Now, couple of things about this one. First of all, I find it hard, but okay, before I even get there, let's all come down and realize that we won't know much about these crashes until there's investigation and until it's done and the actual facts come out. All we know about it is just a very first facts that came out and a couple of pictures, all right? So really, let's not pass any judgment really about the safety of Tesla or Autopilot quality and so forth based on these two crashes. So let me just tell you that. Now, there are a couple of things about this what's bothering me. First of all, I find it really hard to believe that a Tesla on Autopilot would actually go off the road like this, which looks like it either spun or was just kind of heading in the opposite direction and just hit this cruiser. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't care what mistake that Autopilot... Now, I could be wrong. I'm just saying this doesn't look like something that Autopilot did. This maybe a driver took control last second, that maybe because he or she thought the Autopilot was crashing, and maybe Autopilot was crashing or doing something out of extraordinary, but but this does not look like an Autopilot crash. First of all. Secondly, here's a problem that I see with this was a post by Laguna Beach Police Department. They reported this, posted a bunch of pictures, but then I scroll down and see, well, how do they report on other accidents? Do they? They do report on other accidents, except for this is the only one in the recent history, as I scrolled down there for a while, where actually mentions the brand of the car. No other reports that they've produced actually mentioned the brand of the car, and here they decided to mention that it is a Tesla. Now, I understand that Autopilot refers to a Tesla, but you can just say if self-driving feature was on, the self-driving mode was on without mentioning the Tesla. So I have a feeling, I have a question. Did they have some sort of an agenda? I called them out on it on their Twitter account. Hopefully they check it and tell me why they decided to do it, but I really don't like it. Anyway, 2 crashes in 2 days, very different. Am I the only one reporting on both? Let me know in the comment section why that's happening. And secondly, what do you think about these crashes? Do you think we have enough information to go by? I say not yet, but nevertheless, this is something that we should keep our eyes on because it is very much related to safety, basically. All right, more news about Model 3 and a few about Audi. I'm going to tell you just 1 second before I remind you that this show and this channel is sponsored by Evanex, the aftermarket accessories for Tesla. If you're shopping there today, go ahead and grab the discount code in the description of this video and save yourself a few bucks. Yep, that's because they're very nice to us. All right, let's move on to the next one. As you know, Consumer Reports came up with a non-recommended rating or conclusion about Tesla Model 3 only a few days ago. Elon Musk replied on Twitter. They told him why, because the braking distance was unacceptable, really. It was too long. They said it was even longer than Ford F-150. Elon replied that, you know what, yep, we made a mistake. We're actually going to update the software because it's a software-related issue. They released that update over the weekend. Consumer Reports retested it, and now they recommend the car, which is a great story, right? This is an actually great story that about an immediate response, the technology of over-the-air updates that Tesla Elon Musk accomplished. This is why I really don't like his other tweets, because the other tweets cause more controversy, and this good story always falls through the cracks or to the bottom of the news media feed, just like it did today, right? But great news. I really like that Elon did this. Now, Elon tweeted another non-media, non-controversial thing today, and he actually promised that the 3 items that were recommended by somebody to him, MacTech Genius, really, are going to be implemented. And I looked them up, and this is kind of a close-up of that. And these are pretty cool. Now, I'm not really sure how he's going to do it because, all right, so obviously, climate control for the rear seats that can be controlled for the app. That's cool. I'm sure it's easy to do. But also this user is requesting that somebody who's in the back seat using an app can actually change a request a song. And I'm not really sure how that would work. Like, wouldn't you fight over which song is playing? Like, I already do that with my girlfriend all the time. Now we're going to have an app and technology involved. But cool. I'm looking forward to it. Also, a blind spot notification chimes or any type of improvement. Now, I was just thinking another day how I really wish my Tesla would have one of those lights on the mirrors where someone's in my blind spot. You can see that either a yellow or a red light comes on, so I know someone's there. I really would wish my Tesla had that. Now, I'm sure they can create the light on it, maybe in the next generation, but hopefully some sort of indication that there's somebody in your blind spot, because I really think that's missing, and I'm sure the technology is there. Just maybe a few lines of code. I'm excited that's coming up. And also, this is something that I thought Elon already promised, that the app will be able to have pictures and videos and stuff, other stuff being uploaded to the Tesla service center so they can troubleshoot the problem just a little bit better. Love it. Another great Twitter, Elon. Twice in one day, really. So that's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that. Though I also would like them to do this for the Model S and Model X. That would be lovely. All right, Audi is testing their E-tron. This is their electric SUV that's got about 250-mile range coming up this year. A lot of people are excited about it. This car will be able to take the biggest charge, 150 kilowatts, more than Tesla, more than any other production car, at least at this point. They've been testing it in the wind tunnel. They say they achieved that 0.28 drag efficient. Now, the only thing they did it by kind of cheating a little bit, I felt. Like, as you can see, there are no mirrors on the car. They replaced it with cameras, and they said it's going to be available, to the markets where this is legal. The problem is I don't think there are any markets, or very few of them, that where having cameras instead of the side mirrors is really legal. Now, I know it will become legal at some point, but I feel like, they're trying to get the number lowered because of this, where other cars are testing it with the mirrors on. So yeah, also I'm not really sure, is this really the most aerodynamic friendly side camera? I mean, shouldn't it be a little bit more? Okay, anyway, I'm not the aerodynamics engineer, so what do I know? Anyway, interesting, pretty cool to see this. I can't wait for this, and many other cars have this on the market, but I don't know, Audi. I would say that you should just test it with regular mirrors and then tell us what it is. Because originally they promised 0.2, 0.5, I believe, and now they're 2.8 with this thing. All right, let's move on to the comment of the day, shall we? And this one is not very friendly to me. I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about it anyway. Actually, I welcome criticism. And this one's come from Canadian Tesla Martin, and there's actually, I think there was another comment very similar to it. Now, he or she asks, why would you say that you are all in when it comes to EVs? You aren't. You rent an ICE vehicle to travel long distance because you claim it is impractical. Pick a side, mate. All right, so he's referring to this video that I posted that I fully admitted many times, actually, before that even, that, you know, once a year or so, when I go on a long trip and the time is of an essence, for example, when I get to a hotel at 2 o'clock in the morning, that I just can't use my Tesla because it adds 2.5, sometimes even more hours to my trip. And that basically means that I can't sleep as much, and therefore I'm a mess in the next few days. So I rent a gas car once a year or so on one trip. Actually, this year I haven't done it. As a matter of fact, I don't think I've done it for the last year, but nevertheless. Now, here's my problem with this type of comments, and I've noticed, and let's forget that this is about me, right? I've noticed more and more this year that I feel like a lot of people are fighting within the community, right? Like out of all people that this person could have called out, it could have been people using gas cars all the time, or having their electricity come from, you know, coal plants, or somebody who maybe does not vote or votes for politicians that usually slow down the green energy movement and so forth, right? But out of all people, he decided to call me out, somebody who's basically been buying nothing but electric cars for the 5 years. As a matter of fact, the Tesla that I bought originally, it was when nobody thought it was cool. Everybody thought it was stupid, actually, but I did it for the cause. I pay extra in an apartment where I live, so my energy is guaranteed to come from green sources. And I also, I don't know if you noticed, dedicate like 60 hours a week, pretty much for free, putting out videos every day. Yes, I put out video every day to move this green energy electric car cause forward with my channel. So really, you want to pick on me? By the way, I'm gonna blow your mind also. You know, the mail truck that's just about to deliver my mail today also runs on gas. And the plane that I'm going to take to the next event is gonna also use fossil fuels. My point is that, listen, no one's going to be 100% green right now unless you live somewhere in the woods and have no communication with a civilized world. We just have to go little by little by little. And, you know, someone like me, I've already been pretty progressive on this, and I'm not really sure what else I can do in my life except for what I've already been doing, paying money, you know, spending my time on this channel and promoting, showing up to a lot of events. So really, why are we fighting inside of this, inside of our community? Isn't there some other fight we can have maybe with some other people and entities and politicians that really are slowing us down, or really that one trip that I take a year in a gas car that's really bothering you? Anyway, I just found it a little funny, but it does bother me, not particular when people attack me, I'm used to that, but then that somehow there's inner fighting more and more within our community. Oh, you don't drive the electric car that I think you should drive, or, you know, guys, please, let's all unite once again. We were like a year ago, right? And really talk about stuff that really matters and stuff that we really need to change. But anyway, so that was the comment of the day. I'm look forward to more comments about me talking about this comment, as always. All right, so this was an interesting one. Today was an interesting day. I'm looking forward to what you guys have to say about all of this in the comment section. So, but that's it for me. Looking forward to my Pravda.com rating after today, of course. Other than that, see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. on Patreon Live and on YouTube a little bit later. See you guys, and remember to stay charged.